Thanks for tuning in to my channel. I'm Dennis, and I'm having a heck of a time with my cameras today. The new ones aren't there yet, so we're still trying to figure that out. Anyway, hey, look, I want to talk a little bit, something that's a little bugging me, and it's about the Donald Trump McCain situation. Okay? Now, Donald Trump says that McCain is not a hero. And, of course, McCain says a lot about Donald Trump. And it's no mystery, and it's no secret that these two don't like each other. And it happened even before the election. It was, in fact, it's been happening when they were going around doing their little, what do you call those things? Those little talks where they get together. Anyway, so, McCain called Trump some names or something about something about him and blah, blah, blah. And then Donald Trump got his little feelings hurt and goes, Oh, and John McCain's no hero and blah, 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 blah. And it kind of, where he said he was no hero was just like a little, during the whole sentence, it was like real quickly through and kept on going. But the news media goes, wait a minute, stop, rewind. And they cut it up until they just got that part. Well, John McCain's no hero. And the media, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not happy with them. NBC and CBS and CNN, wow. You guys you really you are definitely have missed your mark. You have left the field, as far as I'm concerned. News used to be right. Used to say the right things. They would investigate. They would find out the truth and everything about it, and they would report the whole truth, not just a little snip and expand on it and try to say that's the whole story. The whole story is John McCain doesn't like Trump, and Trump doesn't like John McCain. Simple. And they're like two little school kids in the playground going, meh, 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 meh. I wish they both would just stop. If I could see them both together, I would look at them and say, what is your major malfunction, Numnuts? Huh? Man up. Trump apologized to Deadburn McCain for saying he's not a hero, and McCain apologized for Trump for saying those things about him. Man up, you bunch of little pussies. God, they're just like, McCain was in the Navy. He was in Vietnam in 1967, got shot down. Okay, yeah, right. That didn't make him a hero. Not at all. So we can't say that part's a hero. Both his arms and his leg was broken when he was ejecting from the aircraft, and he landed in this lake, and he got beat up by the North Vietnamese people and everything else. Did that make him a hero? No. He was put into a prison camp with a bunch of other prisoners in what they call the Hanoi Hilton, and he was beaten and tortured and everything else. Did that make him a hero? No. What made him a hero is what he did afterwards, when he was in that Hanoi Hilton. Not so much as a hero for his, jumping on the grenade and getting yourself killed to protect the other service members around you. Not that kind of hero. But what he did was the North Vietnamese found out who he was. Oh, wait a minute. This is the Admiral's son. Oh, we can get a little political propaganda thing going on here. Let's use him. And they tried to release him on an early thing, and because who his dad was, who became, this leader of the fighting going on there. Thought they might get some ground or something. I don't know what that was about. But John McCain kind of said, wait a minute. Here it is. I came out of my plane, all busted up and everything else. You put me in this area here. You beat me when I had broken arms and broken leg, and you tortured me and tortured me and tortured me and tortured me for many a months, and then all of a sudden you find out who my dad is, and you put me in this hospital to show humanity to me. But the other service members that are beat up just like I was, tortured just like I am, and really, really messed up just as much as I was, and you didn't do nothing for them. But me, you stick me in this hospital, you give me marginal medical care, which is okay, but you did that. I didn't ask you to. You're trying to use me as a political pawn with my dad and with America. I don't like that. And so they take John McCain, they put him in this part of Hanoi Hilton, and where it's a little bit better, but they still torture him a little bit. They still torture him. And what happens during that time? They say, oh, we're going to release him early so we can get a little bit more political stuff on and get some more propaganda going here. Let's get Hanoi, let's get Fonda over there and all this other stuff. And McCain says, wait a minute. No, you're not doing that with me. I am not going to be used as a political pawn to do any damage to my country. Wait a minute. Did I hear that right? Yes, that's exactly what he did. That's exactly what he did. You're not going to use me as a political pawn. You're not going to use me to harm my fellow service members, my United States Navy, the United States of America, or any form of fashion of that. Period. You're not using me. I'm not participating in this. And he refused it. Kind of upset the North Vietnamese, but what the hey? Now, did that make him a hero? Yes. By all means, it did. Because first of all, here's what it did. First of all, he upheld his code of ethics that was part of the military service member. That's one thing he did. The other thing he did on that is he became an example to other service members that were watching. And they also manned up and did the same thing. Okay. Now we call that heroism because it's looking beyond yourself, looking at the situation. I may not save lives, so I may not be that hand grenade falling on top of stuff, hero, but I am doing this because this is what is right. And totally, not just right, but it is above beyond the call of duty. Because he could have gone home. I mean, he could have. Very easily, act stupid and gone on home. And that's all right, but he didn't. He stood for what, and that's the heroism. Is every fireman a hero? Is every policeman a hero? Is every service member of the armed forces a hero? Some people would say yes, but in actuality, the fireman that busts into that fire with no regard for his own safety or really his own life almost, and goes in and saves and pulls other people from that fire, he is the hero. The other people that support him, that have the fire hoses, that are manning the fire, the little fire thing that where the water comes out at fire and runs the trucks and does all that stuff. Those supported elements are also heroes in our right, but they're not the true heroes. The policeman who puts himself in harm's way to protect other lives is the hero. The other policemen that are supporting him, trying to keep him safe by suppressing fire or whatever it is, are they heroes? Not so much. Now I'm going to say this flat ass. Here it is. Get this and put it in your brain and keep it there. Every fireman deserves our undenying thanks. and gratitude, because if it wasn't for them, we'd be in trouble. And same thing with our policemen. No matter whether they're state, federal, or what, these guys are there to really protect and serve us. Yes, and every service member, even though they may not be heroes, they still deserve our undying gratitude, because they're the ones that are going to foreign countries, going into a country they don't know the language, going into the country that they don't even know if the people want them there or what. They going into these places where most of the times everyone hates them of that country and they want to kill them. So they deserve our complete admiration and support. Okay, with that said, with all that accolade and everything else, I'm trying to get to the point where John McCain and Donald Trump really need to stop acting like children. Both of them, because they are. Now, I don't know if John McCain is doing it because he's at 74 or something like that, and he's just, he's old, getting senile in his old age, or what. But he needs to man up and turn to Donald Trump and say, I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk down to you. Okay? You have the right to run for president, and your views and points are your points and views. Even though I may not agree with them all, I shouldn't I shouldn't talk bad about you. I really shouldn't. Okay? So I'm sorry. And on the same token, Mr. Trump, you do owe McCain an apology, because he is a hero. Not because he was a POW. It's because what he did while he was a POW. All right? So man up. Like I said before, what's your major malfunction, numbnuts? Do your job. Go to McCain publicly and say, look, I'm sorry I said you weren't a hero, because you are. What you did was above and beyond the call of duty. Thank you for your service. Because remember, you didn't serve. All right. That's my rant and rave, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't think anybody's going to really watch this, but I tell you what. Those two, it's like watching two kids in the playground. And you just want to go out there and just, back of the head.